Everybody needs to come to Sedona because then you get a twofer.
Oh, that's true. And I know several other people. It's a crowd.
Welcome everyone to the EXO Consortium for this month. This is a time where we get the leaders together. We've got a lot of cool people, Nadi, Isaac, Costa, Sylvain, and I'm going to represent as well a lot of different things that are going on, different conferences and everything. So if you're interested in what's going on, how to get involved, the latest news and breakthroughs, you're in the right place. So I'm going to start with Isaac, who just got back from Mount Shasta, and he's going to talk about his experience at the conference, and he's also going to talk about his book. So here we go.
You're muted.
Okay.
Hello.
I know you guys read minds, but this is going to be a little bit easier for everybody involved.
So I just got back from Mount Shasta, and for those of you who aren't yet privy to me, I am Isaac Mars. I'm a theoretical physicist and spiritual guide, and I wrote the book Unity Theory. It's the first scientific theory to solve gravity, dark matter, and dark energy and explain it in simple terms to anybody in society. And it can also be considered the red pill in the matrix. It gives people the permission slip to finally believe in things like spirituality and extraterrestrials and basically anything else that we can imagine. And full disclosure, I am running on about 1 hour of sleep after some incredible activations in my experience. So I'm going to be very brief today and succinct, but at the Mount Shasta conference, I had a really great experience. It was run by Rob Potter, ufologist and Venusian specialist. I met him last year helping out at his last conference, and I really decided to step into my role this year as a speaker. I gave 2 talks. One was about my ET contact experience, in which I made contact with about 1,000 or more ships with my good friend Nathan Lindsay, who is Vibes N Frequencies, Vibes N as the letter frequencies on YouTube. And we both experienced this profound contact where we interacted with what I call the Alliance, and it's what Alex Collier refers to them as well, if you're familiar with his work. And the Alliance let us know that they're here holding space and basically protecting our planet while we're doing our collective shadow work. So I debuted that experience. And then in my second talk, I went into the physics and science of unity theory. And I got some pretty great reception. There were some other beautiful beings there. Arcturus Ra was there, Vivian Chauvet. Like I said, Alex Collier was there. And you can never forget Rob Potter and Raymond Keller. There was just so many beautiful people sharing high vibration information, and we got to see some of the younger generation. There was some empowering women there debuting some material, and they happen to be closer to my age. So it's really interesting to start see the younger generation step forward, and I'm so honored to be a part of that. And if anybody wants to reach out to me, they can through my website, thecrimsoneagle.com. Again, that is THE, crimson like the color, eagle like the bird.com. And stay tuned. I've been doing interviews on YouTube left and right. I ended up co-hosting an interview with Ishmael Perez. That was a lot of fun. And I just did a Rumble interview with XRP QFS team, and I've been getting some interesting feedback from those. So I'll be releasing more content and more information in the near future. And if anybody wants to collaborate, just reach out. Much love.
Thank you so much, Isaac, for all the work you're doing. And we're so glad that you were there to represent your work at the conference. So congratulations.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Okay, bye. I want to bring up Costa. We're so excited to have you, Costa. You're such an important and loved part of the ET contact scene. You've done so much work in uniting the globe and this mission, and we're getting ready for another contact experience, and you're also hosting a retreat, which I am really working to get there, because everybody that goes to your retreats raves about it. They all have experiences that they talk about for the rest of their life. It's really easy when you've got people that are holding the field down like you to really bring in the contact. So why don't you tell us about that, and also tell us about what's coming up with the monthly?
Sure. Thank you, Zenka. After all those kind words, I want to meet me. Hey, you're so nice. But for people who don't know me, I'm Costa Macris, and I'm the founder of etletstalk.com and the People's Disclosure Movement and the People's Love Alliance. We've been making contact, our hundreds and thousands of human interaction contact teams for many, many years. We're going on about a dozen years now, teams all over the globe. In 2010, our teams were given the label the People's Disclosure Movement, and in order to contrast it with the regular disclosure movement that others in the UFO, UAP field, commonly know about. And I'll explain the difference in a second. I'll explain it right now. Our movement, the People's Disclosure Movement, is about people empowering themselves to make their own contact, to become what I like to call knowers instead of believers. We all start from something. I started as a believer, then I became a knower after I had my first up close and personal contact in Mount Shasta in 2006, and many, many more since then. So the movement is really about taking our power back from the authorities, because as many of us know, the last 7+ decades have been mostly cover up about something that we know that is really very real, and that literally millions of people have experienced but can't always talk about. So in contrast to that cover up that's been done by governments and other authorities, enter the People's Disclosure Movement, taking form in 2010, because Star Intelligence, Star People Intelligence asked us to do this. They asked us to create as many ET contact teams as possible in as many places as possible, as quickly as possible, so that we would create a what they now call a snowball rolling downhill that can't be stopped. Our movement is amazing. And those of you who are here and have been part of it, I want to thank all of you, as well as all of you out there in the audience who have helped this movement grow, because we're making history. We have at least 1 million people all over the planet doing people's disclosure in one form or another. And that's the snowball rolling downhill. We are the future, whereas all the authorities, the governments are really the past. So they did the cover up in the past, but now we disclose. And in fact, my star friends tell me that in 2019, we did achieve a people's disclosure. We went over a tipping point to become that snowball rolling down the hill. And I love that image they gave us, which cannot be stopped. So what I want to do is inspire people and thank people to come to etletstalk.com, become a free member, and you will be able to get information about like our global CE5 ET contact events. The next one is this is August, I guess, 2022, August 27th. It's on a Saturday nearest the new moon, when our teams virtually and in our imaginations get together in our network all over the globe and create a group field of welcome and contact and power that is coupled with our cosmic friends who are really joyous for all of us to be joining with them. We've been doing this monthly for 12 years. The other thing I want to mention is I want to invite people to come to the Joshua Tree retreat, 6 days and 6 nights of Star People Contact that we do in Southern California. We've been doing this for a number of years. It's very affordable, and I will, let me see, paste into the chat here. I'm gonna make sure I get this done right. Information about the link where you can go to register and to contact me if you have any questions. We would love to see you there. We always have amazing adventures there. Sometimes we can't predict what they are, but they never cease to surprise us. And the groups bond together. We teach classes on developing finding your particular psychic powers and developing them so that you can make better contact, as well as other things that get taught in the classes in the afternoons. So that's the Joshua Tree Retreat. I invite people to come, and we would love to meet you, as well as you, everyone who's watching here as part of the group is invited to come along too. So thank you for the time.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm just going to share my screen. I've been pulling up all your links, Costa, which is great. So
Wow.
I'm going to show you. So this is where, so we're going to share all these links in the chat, but this is where you go in and you say, hey, I'm going to have an event. And then you can also, okay, so event meaning you're going to get together in your backyard and have a contact experience, right? Or in your home if you're doing an internal contact. And then you can, once you fill out the form, you're going to see all these other people from around the world that are also hosting ET Let's Talk contact events. You can get with them, you can find out how to find them, and you can join with them. So this is really a chance for you to connect with others, because as we know, it's so much easier when you're with other people to make contact. This is also the Joshua Tree retreat website where you can go for this October 23rd experience. So he's got all the information about that. So thank you so much, Costa.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate you, and we look forward to this month's CE5. I'd love to call Sylvain up next. And, you know, the conference is actually coming. Everyone is so excited. So tell us what is brewing.
Yeah, no, it is coming in about 6 weeks from now. So we're getting organized, we're getting ready for it, and there's going to be a couple of surprises. So I'm pretty excited about that. Before this, before the conference, what I had to do is I had to organize, you know, all the different speakers, and we've had a couple of changes and surprises. And one of them is a fabulous new discovery. I didn't know this is a UFO journalist out of Italy. He's extremely well known over there, but not so much over here. And he's an amazing person. Like, he's enthusiastic about the Alliance and what we're doing about building an ET embassy. He's fully aligned with our mentality. Like, it's not only about the UFOs, he's thinking about the future of humanity, right? So we've invited him at the conference to be a keynote to talk to us about his thoughts about where we're headed and the status of affairs. But also we've had another addition, and I don't want to make a reveal. Instead of just telling you, I'm going to show you. I'm going to share my screen here. I'm going to show you what who else has been added in this promo here.
I'm not hearing this, by the way, if there's music.
Oh, just let it
Okay.
let it go without a sound. It's okay. Yeah, I did forget to click on the sound thing, but did you see somebody familiar?
Yes.
Zenka is going to be there as a panelist. I'm so excited about that. And Zenka, your picture was so bright compared to everybody else. We put you right in the middle, like a star among the others. That was awesome. Inside the video, so I shared this with the network so that you, Zenka, and others, I know Costa, you also sent it to you, and it was some promotional materials so that we can promote Zenka and Costa, who's also here, who's been there for a while, and Scott Katamas, you know, Preston Dennett is going to be there, as well as the main organizers of the Alliance, who will show blueprints and 3D imagery of the actual embassy. And like, I have an example behind me here, and even a fly through and explain what's happening. And we have John Levy too there. He was shown in the video. He's going to do a fantastic presentation on international law, space law, and where we're heading legally, and how our approach is actually not that difficult to achieve to make sure that we have, in effect, legally binding human law binding visitation protections for our ET friends, according to human laws, right? So that's kind of interesting. In addition to the conference coming up and locking in all these amazing speakers, Zenka, We we also added, I'm still showing my screen here, two new wonderful organizations to the Alliance Network. The Beyond Being Human, who was headed by Michael Ney. Some of you know Michael, I'm sure, and Ralph Steiner of The Edge of Science. So they are supporting organizations of the Alliance. So they'll be at the conference along with all the leadership and all sorts of interesting people, so you can meet and network with. And at the conference itself, this is the website for you to go check out and register. And we got all our speakers here. There you go. Here's Zenka as well. Costa's here. Alan Steinfeld and everybody else. And we've adapted a great schedule with two occasions where the crowd can do Q&A. One is for the panelists, which includes most other people, and also to the people that are actually building the embassy. So Danielle Turcotte and Claude Chevet. Claude Chevet leads the team of architects. So it's, if you have questions that are regarding architecture, design, structures, amenities, things like that from the visuals, he's going to be there to answer questions. And Danielle, he's the one that's been talking to. I have a tidbit of information, but I'm not supposed to say. So it's kind of unfortunate. I receive a little bit. Let's just say there's more interest in this now than the last couple of years. Like, we're talking with several countries about extraterritoriality. The number of countries that are interacting with this with interests has doubled since last year. These are vague numbers I think I can talk about. So there is a significant interest from nations and certain individuals in connection within the United Nations that are talking to us and talking specifically to Danielle. He's going to be able to answer questions and reveal what he can reveal. So if you're at the conference, that's going to be the only time where you're going to be able to ask him those questions that are burning on the tip of your tongue. So I hope you're all going to be there.
Wow, this is so exciting. I mean, to get this conference, this is like really the coming out party. You guys haven't been doing a lot of, you've been doing so much behind the scenes for decades and decades, but this is like, here's the updated embassy. This is what it's going to look like. This is where we're at with the legal structures. This is where we're at with the countries that are agreeing. So ET Embassy is happening, you guys, it's happening. And all the information is going to happen on October 6th. This is the international kind of event. And it's cool because it's, for us in the West Coast, it's kind of like an evening thing. So on October 6th, it starts in the afternoon. It's going to go into the early evening. So it's a great time, even if you have to work that day. But it's, wow.
Yeah, like just to give you a bit of a frame, and this is like maybe it's a bit of a tease, but we're probably going to, doing to site selection and start putting shovel to ground within the next 3 years. This is a real thing. This is happening.
Yeah, wow, so excited. Well, thank you so much for being here and can't wait. The promo code, you guys, for 35% off, you can still get 35% off tickets, ETDC 2022. Daniel's going to share that in the chat. We'll put it in the links, so the notes. Just a reminder, if you are here tonight, go ahead and subscribe. Slam on that subscribe button on these YouTube channels for our simulcast partners. A really great way to support us. I'm going to bring on Holly right now. She's from Heart Mind Alchemy, and she's doing such incredible work. She's going to tell you about her work and what she's learned about our heart and our breath and all these things that it's where we really get stuck. Like, all this stuff is not really possible until we really get the vehicle, the antenna working really well. So welcome. It's great to have you.
Thank you, Zenka. I'm so excited to be here, and thank you, everybody. This is wonderful to watch and be a part of. So I'm going to bring us down into down to earth. Sounds a little bit, I don't know, pedantic or something, but like to the actual, like, how we be healthy humans to, make contact. And really the work that I do is at that very personal level to build healthy human beings and to raise people's vibration. So I facilitate breath work, breath of love sessions, and I facilitate biofield tuning sessions for people using tuning forks and sound healing. So I'm working at a very direct level to help people be able to tune in and clear their field and clear their frequency, or raise their frequency and clear their field.
Can you explain that a little bit more for people that don't understand what biofield tuning is? Like, what is that? How does it work?
Absolutely. So biofield tuning is a method of sound healing using tuning forks. And the premise is that we all have an auric or vibrational it's now called biofield. That's the scientific term for it. And there's, great science behind the biofield and being done, at UCLA and around the world, really. And so the method that I practice and work with people on was developed by Eileen McCusick, and a lot of people know her. She's on many of the wisdom channels now, sharing about biofield tuning and the electric universe and all of this understanding of ourselves and the universe as electric and vibrational. Of course, it's consciousness first, but the consciousness coming into form is as vibration. And so in biofield tuning, I actually scanned through the field and searched for resistance in the field, and the tuning forks can find that resistance, or I can feel it as I work in the field. And as I hold the tuning fork in the field, the body, which wants to be resonant, pain is like a dissonance in our field. And so as the body listens to that vibration, that dissonance, it will start to come into harmony with it. And to me, the visual is like it starts to open and match, just like an instrument would. If you were tuning an instrument, it starts to come into resonance with the higher vibration. And so literally you're tuning yourself up into a higher frequency. You are matching the higher correct frequency. And so I just work systematically in the field to allow the body to come into resonance and harmony, to come back into the song or the blueprint that the body was meant to be. And that process is incredibly healing. It allows us to, basically let go of those stored patterns in the field and come back into our blueprint. So it's very personal. And I do it with of course, this can be done by distance because in the quantum field knows no time and space. And I can do it with people, with individuals, and I can do it with groups. So what I've done is taken the biofield tuning work and brought it into group settings with breath work. So matching it with the other modality that's so incredibly helpful for personal healing, which is to breathe and allow the body to also release energetic, and allow the nadis and the chakras to the energy to flow easily through them. And so I think my offer is I'm recently relocated to the Bay Area. I've been in Wyoming for 30 years. I grew up in the Bay Area, but I was in the Rockies raising my family, and I came back, and I'm super excited to connect with people in the Bay Area to see who would like to host me to come and do these sessions in your home. So I kind of imagine it's like a Tupperware party for vibration. Let me come into your home. We'll create a ceremony. I've done these in Wyoming, and they've been really, really well received. People keep coming back because there are such transformational shifts personally and with the group. So it's like a 3-hour experience where we come together into resonance and harmony with the tools of breath work and sound healing. I have a page on my website where you can just get a little more information and reach out to me.
Yeah, I'm going to share that real quick. Here it is.
Yeah. And if you click on host me, you can you can see kind of what I do and some basic information to connect with me if this is of interest to you. And if you're not in the Bay Area and you're in Sedona, as Zenk and I were talking about this earlier, I'm totally willing to travel, especially if I can get, a couple of events and then do some personal healing sessions for people as well, the Biofield tuning. So
That's great.
yeah.
Thank you so much. The Heart Mind Alchemy, I love the name of your organization. And I can say that, I mean, I had a healer work on me with tuning forks, and it changed my life.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I was like, wait, was it this or that? But this was one of the two things. I was like, something just shifted big time. So it's like almost like if you're in resonance, you can see ships, you can have synchronicities, you can connect with animals. But we get so out of resonance. So getting back into that, even just for 3 hours, helps your body remember what it's like to be in that. And it can really open you up. So I'm really excited about that. And, I just spent the last hour with Altair, who's going to be leading Contact 100. Okay. For us, LightNet on March 3rd. So this is next year, 3 months into next year, but we're running an experiment. He's got a very unusual brain. I don't know if you guys saw the interview we did with him on the LightNet YouTube. He's got a brain. He was lucid dreaming at 2 years old. He had a reoccurring dream for 365 days of him as a Tibetan monk. And they didn't know, they took him to all these doctors. They didn't know what to do with him. And he was seeing angels and all this stuff. And, at 5, he was studying, it was just like insane, his life. And he's sharing his brain with us. He's kind of like a Stephen Greer, like he can call in ships. He called in ships, 30 people saw it, it's all over the papers, everywhere. Just like, so this is possible. And it's possible when we go into our heart, and he's going to teach us how to do that. In this Contact 100 experiment, there's only going to be 100 people from around the world. We're going to wake up at 2 a.m. We're going to, it's going to be a 3-hour chunk, 2 nights, and then the next weekend again. And we're going to talk about what happened. He's going to give everyone a Vedic astrology chart. So you can also, he said that the day you're born, often your star family is actually already giving you information at that point. So it's a good entrance way. So we are going to be we're going to be putting up on the YouTube channel this video along with the place to pre-register if you want to be invited to this, when we open the registration. So that's going to be on lightnet.org. I also want to tell you that our contact teams, so here Daniel and Alan's like, just start. It doesn't matter if the software is ready, just do it. And we're like, okay. So we started these 4 teams of contact teams of 8. And not knowing, we had this gut instinct that it was going to work, and it's been remarkable. Maybe Nadi can talk a little bit about it. I know Daniel is going to talk about it. I've been in 3 groups that they have not been. So I've been in the channeling group, the radio group, and the remote viewing group. And everybody, no matter what level of experience they've had, are having full-blown contact experiences. And it's something with the knowledge that's being shared, the intention that we set, the field that we're in every week, and also the fact that everybody can make contact. We all can do this. It's like we're remote viewing all of these targets. We're remote viewing moons of, Mars and all this stuff, and we're getting the same data, which is crazy. We have John Ramirez in our radio group. We made a total breakthrough with images coming through the radios. We're sitting there going, what is going on? So this is really, we've got beginners channeling. So they really pushed us out of our comfort zone in these classes, and it was all about just like, we learn by doing. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm channeling for people. Like, this is so weird. You have no idea what's going to come out of your mouth. And then we realized how profoundly helpful the information was after we did it and did it and did it. And we got people calling Adrian saying like, I thought channeling was like some special ability, but you taught me how to do it, and it's changing my life. So we are now going to be opening one set of groups every quarter. So the next one is going to start on October 13th. And we already have that kind of set up. So all the teachers that are teaching now are gonna come back. We call them guides. But we also are gonna be having new people as well. So we'll be announcing who that's gonna be. But it's just been really cool. We'll have you guys talk about that. I had promoted that we're going to talk about spoon bending on this last consortium, and we didn't do it. So I want to give you an update. So one of the crazy things that happened last week is we're getting really good at busting up these seeds. So sprouting seeds, like we say, sprout, 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 and we let it happen. And something like the fact that it's not a metal spoon, actually some people who haven't been able to do the spoon are able to do the sprout because it's like very loving and very soft. We're continuing to gather all the statistics. We're getting, 100%, 82%, 87%. It's been really amazing. This last week was so interesting because this guy shows up, this couple right here in purple from Italy, who are going to the ECETI, they're going to Roswell. They're personal friends with Uri Geller. This guy was also personal friends. Oh, these two ladies, Ella and her friend came. They didn't bend anything, and then they bent without touching the forks. And I was like, what? And it was because she connected with her healer in love, and she was like, can you help me do this? And she started bending her fork without touching. And then her friend did it next to her. And it was just like, it's just been really, really cool. The person that does the spoon bending with me, Rachel, is going to be, she was our interview last week. And she is, she's incredible. She not only can she bend spoons, but she can heal people using theta commands. And she published a book about it. She's going to be doing a workshop with us. So if you guys want to join her workshop next Thursday at this time, it's $11. You can cancel anytime. You can also use DREAM as a promo code, and that'll get you in for the whole year of workshops plus all of the archives. And she's so incredible. So this book, we have Joe Dispenza, and he's like, oh, your beliefs create your reality. And then you're like, oh, well, my subconscious mind is 95% unknown to me. Like, you don't even know. It was created before you were 7 years old. You have no idea what's in there. You have no idea anything. And so she's like the antidote to all. She's like the next step in this Joe Dispenza revolution. She teaches you, she has all these lists. I am powerful. My power comes from God. My power comes from evil. My power can be taken from me. My power will get me in trouble. My power will hurt others. So you ask yourself all these questions to test your beliefs. And then sexual attraction, we landed on that page, but whatever, addictions, whatever it is, right? And then she teaches you to theta command that out. So if you want a hands-on workshop of how to do this, she's going to be telling us all how to do it next Thursday. So come to lightnet.org/join and you can jump in that workshop. But yeah, I'm going to pass the baton to Nadi. Do you want to talk about anything? Nadi is doing such amazing work with crop circles, with sacred geometry. She's also in our dream group. But and her birthday's coming up, so I want everyone to wish her a happy birthday.
Oh my goodness, Sanka, I love you. I really wanted to just come on and say hi to everybody because I haven't been in a couple months, and it's such an amazing group of humans and doing such good work with our intergalactic community, and it just excites me always to hear what everybody's doing. And I have so many little pieces I want to riff off of. And I'll just start with this one. Definitely a good read. She's got some nuggets that have really helped me take my practices to the next level. And speaking of practices to the next level, I want to talk a little bit about the Dreamweaver, the dream class that I've been in with one of the 4 classes of 8 that Zenka was just mentioning with LightNet. And it's, having a group to do dream work and check in with and talk about lucidity and contact. It's just been next level application of what I, have been practicing for a long time. And 2 take homes. One is things are weird out there. Like I put some requests in, I did some incubation, and it was, I thought I was asking for one thing really clearly, and I got something completely mind bending that it was great to have the group to bounce off of. So highly recommend looking into those classes. And also, I find that the class and the conversations moving in the dream time has even more so expanded my definition of contact. Like I just think, as you read it by frequency, and when you learn to recognize contact frequencies, then it could be so many things, and I'm really having fun with that. So I wanted to open that up and kind of contribute the more personal piece of the contact modalities, because I've been diving deep into a cleanse lately. And I just, I think Holly spoke so perfectly about coherence and when our systems and our vehicles are in alignment. But, we're dealing with toxins from so many angles. And doing this cleanse, it's a combo of the cleanse and the dream work and just clearing out my system. The communication and the contact is just exponential, so we can get together with groups and at conferences, which is awesome. And, personally just opening up the channels. And it's been amazing to add those two personal pieces. And then, on the larger scale, I'm really excited because we're going into fall and everybody's ready to take a class now. Summer, nobody's got a thought about, sitting down inside and, studying sacred geometry or crop circles or studying anything. It's just not the time for academics, right? So now we're going into the season, and I've got all of my sacred geometry classes and crop circles and light language and interspecies communication with whales and dolphins and advanced civilizations. And I like to provide a really great forum for people to get together and talk about our multidimensional capacity, right? Just have a space. I mean, that's what all of us are doing in one form or another, is to really, expand our consciousness. So I'm so happy to be a part of that team. Look, Adrian just came on. We got a serious Sedona representation today. And my website is Galactic Rose Geometry, a bunch of new classes, bunch of new information. And, I love talking about all of that, talking about geometry and crop circles and all of it as contact modalities, right? Like they're so simple, so user-friendly, and they can really just give us access to what's really right here. Like they're all right on the call, all of our team, all of the advanced civilizations. And yes, thanks, Zenka. I am doing a Sri Yantra symposium. I put together an amazing group of humans. That's Jeff Fitzpatrick and Scott Onstop with the Sacred Geometry Academy. And then Jonathan Quinton, who is also doing amazing things with his geometry imagery. And we're going to get together and geek out on the Sri Yantra and the transformational technology that it is. So that's fun. And then I should also, Sylvan, I'm also with Beyond Being Human, and that great project with Michael Ney, and working on getting some of the documentaries about our multidimensional hybrid, all of the opening mainstream consciousness and exposing those realms that we all move familiar with. So, that's my website. Thank you so much. I've got community colleges and all the classes, and that Sri Yantra symposium is available. We've got a discount before September 1st. So, please join me. It's a time to come together and find each other and really support each other in these times, right? Things are weird, and especially to be anyone talking about contact and fringe, what was heretofore considered fringe, but all of the subjects that we embrace, it's so good bringing mainstream people in. I don't want to compartmentalize, but there's exposed and then there's not yet exposed, I guess. So coming together, supporting each other in these new realities. So that's what my classes are about. Thank you, Zenka. It's so nice to see everybody. I do have to jump off, but I love hearing about what everybody's doing.
Okay, great, Nadi. I can't believe how many classes you're teaching. It's just mind-blowing, from the breath work, to the sacred geometry, to the astral travel, dolphin, all this stuff. So congratulations and thank you so much for deepening people's experiences. Really cool. I forgot to share, I was going to share, there's a couple cool things happening that you might want to plan for now. So the Sedona Ascension Retreat is happening March 17th through the 19th. That means you would be coming into our world, Nadi's world, Adrian's world, my world, Daniel's world, because LightNet is here. And basically, this is insane. We're talking about George Norrie's coming, right? We've got Billy Carson, Paul Selig, all her talks are going to be here, of course. Brad Olson, Al Steinfeld, Maureen St. Germain. She's amazing. She really shares a lot of really high quality information. She has a mystery school and she's just it's practical stuff that you walk out of there knowing. She's amazing. So Suzanne Ross is going to be running this thing. It's $333 for the whole thing, including tickets to see George Norrie. So it's going to be really amazing. So I encourage you guys to all check this out at SedonaAscensionRetreats.com. We'll put this down in the chat. Also, everybody's starting to talk Conscious Life Expo. This was all shut down a while back, but this is all full on. So this is lots of people coming to LA. Tons of speakers. I'm going to be talking. We're going to have a huge booth here. Ra's going to be with us. Sedona Quantum Consciousness is going to be there. But anyways, so just so that's on your radar for February. That's happening too. So I want to bring up Daniel, and then we're going to have Adrian come and talk about Awaken World. But Daniel, welcome. It's great to see you.
Thank you. You too. So the updates for this month is just beautiful work in the Dream Group. It's one of the delights of my week is to come together and share dreams with people and share dreams explicitly about contact in an environment where we are exploring the dreamlike nature of contact and the strange aspects. We've all, it seems to have experiences coming from the dream world, the in-between spaces we're exploring, and the experiences in waking life. And so that's been a really fruitful exploration. So I'd invite anyone listening to check out the LightNet Make ET Contact groups and join the next Dream group if you're interested. So that's been so very wonderful. I do want to share
remembering their dreams and stuff. What's been the progression?
Oh, yeah. So that's cool. I asked, how's it going? And uniformly, everyone says, hey, I'm remembering my dreams more. My concepts and understanding as to what dreaming is and what's possible in dreaming, that's expanded. So that's what people are saying. As well as oftentimes we're approaching preconceptions about dreaming and contact. So you discover, wow, you've probably already had a lucid dream and you've already probably had ET contact through dreams. So it's sort of exploring that. It's remembering dreams. It's generally one or two dreams where they're like, all right, I just need a dream that is of contact. And invariably people respond. The other side responds. They respond to that sincere, heartfelt dream. We call it dream incubation or lucid dream intent, but they really do respond to that. That's the thing that we're seeing. We'll write about it afterwards and give a report about the experience and the dream content and stuff like that. So I want to share one thing. This is really early findings of the NORD database. We're bringing all of these different narrative reports of contact together, and this is looking at experiences of non-ordinary reality. And I just put in the CE5 data that we've been collecting, and this comes from ET Let's Talk. It also comes from harmonic convergence, and we've got some subcategories looking at dreams, embodied CE5 contact, consciousness radio. And I'm comparing it with the 57,000 UFO sightings, the content of that that is collected by the New Fork Reporting Center. And I just wanted to share a finding that really excited me, because this goes through all of the reports, it analyzes it, it says, oh, well, there's a lot of perception, there's a lot of words related to nature. not that much related to emotion. So I've been looking at all these different experiences, including dreams, CE5, UFO sightings, out-of-body experiences, substances like from the Arrowwood archive, and ghost sightings and channeling. All of the primary emotions that's presented actually in these categories is fear, except for the one that I just brought in, which is the CE5 data. And I just wanted to share this graph, which made me really excited because it's really showing me why we're doing this. Right. So all of these different experiences, like the UFO, that experience, you would characterize the words used as fearful words more often than not. That's the understanding. But in CE5, the primary emotional word used is happiness. And that I've just thought of all, I've been looking at using this system to look at all the different types of strange experiences you can have. They're all fearful, which doesn't mean they're bad. It's just that. So that's the thing. And happiness for CE5 is number one. So I thought that was really exciting. That brings together data from thousands of people across thousands of experiences to share that. And it's a statistically significant comparison. With that, I'll pass it back.
So cool. That's so cool. You know, LightNet's mission is to open the data so we can all look at what's happening in one place, right? So all this stuff isn't hidden and like someone's collecting data, but where is it? What's happening? Like this is the story. And it's our stories, our individual stories, like Costa was talking about, but it's also looking at the patterns in the big picture. Because when you get 50,000 things together and you start to see a happiness pattern, that's a big deal. So thanks for all your work that you put into this, because it's been a huge project. And this is the kind of revelations that can help our conscious brain really know that this is the right path forward. So just amazing findings. I'm so excited and proud of what you've done. It's so cool. So cool. So I'm going to bring on Adrian. Adrian's been running, I'm here with the controls, not doing very well here. He's been running the channeling group for LightNet and also running Awaken.world. So share your updates and what's been going on. It's good to have you.
Oh, thanks. Sorry I joined a little late here. Well, it's been really fun, working with LightNet. Zenka's just made it like super fun for all of us. She's been jumping in on the classes, and it's super surprising. It's been really crazy. We had, I think, 1 or 2 people who didn't really show up to the class, and then everyone else has been showing up consistently, and they're all channeling, and they're all having just these profound experiences. People sometimes are crying on calls with the messages that they're getting and seeing. And so we've been able to bring them up to meet some of their guides, channel for themselves, and now they're channeling for other people. So I mean, it's for me, it's almost a little shocking that everyone that just went to class is channeling at this point, right after last week. So it's sort of mind blowing. It's been really, really good. As far as the experiences that they're having, it's been overwhelmingly positive. No one said anything negative so far. It seems like we've been able to get them from wherever they were at to actually visually seeing their guides, being able to ask them questions, being able to bring through written channelings, and then now they're doing voice channeling, which they are all successfully doing. And then they're doing it with other people, and they're getting feedback, and it's it's also far pretty accurate stuff, and it's all very loving. So I think the technique that we brought through was good, and yeah, it's just really exciting. So this is the first class that I've taught. I've taught other people the channel, but not in a setting like that Zenka set up for us. And I don't know, it's fun. So that's sort of how the class is going now. And then as far as everything else, as Zenka mentioned, I do own Awaken.world, and that's a place for the messages to sort of live. It's my hope as we get a bunch of, channelers, as they get more seasoned and are good at it, and we can add some to the site. So that's sort of what I've been up to.
Whoops. Yeah, that's so cool. I was telling people at the very beginning that you're getting calls from the students saying like, I can't believe this. I thought channeling was like an innate thing, and here you did teach me. And I was also commenting how this stuff is so antithetical to what we learned in school that if you don't practice it, like practicing it, learning by doing is really what this has to be, because your brain is like, I don't know, you can channel an angel, you can channel an ET, like, wait a minute. But then when it comes through and the person's like, I mean, I've had everyone in the class channel for me, and it was exactly the advice I needed. I was like, oh my God, how did they know me? Like, this is exactly my pattern. This is exactly my thing. This is my child. This is my thing. I mean, it was like, I don't know how they knew these things. They tapped into their heart, and we call it the little brain, big brain. So it's like they tap into the big brain or whatever, and they're pulling this through. And so it's just amazing. And it gives me faith that we can teach everyone to do this stuff. Everyone, anyone, all of us. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be cool.
Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah, so I encourage you guys to head over to awaken.world. So he's got the best channelers in the world delivering these video clip messages for you guys. You can also book channeling sessions with Adrian and other people. And it's just really like, these are the questions that even humans don't know the answers to. And so he throws them out to these channelers. They're like, okay, how does karma work or whatever, and then they channel through the answers. And so it's like, it's a really amazing project that you're working on. And we're so glad that you're doing it. So
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, from a tech genius to awakening genius kingpin. So it's just great to see this transformation. So I want to welcome on Paul, amazing Paul, who has been with us, our group, from the very beginning. He's really got such a curious mind, and it leads him all over the world to all the conferences with all the most interesting people. Jack Valet, Paula Harris, and all this stuff to really keep unraveling this mystery that we're in. And we're so honored to have you part of our group and consortium. And if other people are listening to this and you have an ET group, or you're doing classes, or you're in this, contact us, team@lightnet.org, and we'll give you the Zoom link so you can come in and talk about what you're working on, because we need everyone to come together for this big ET disclosure movement. You're up, Paul. Thank you so much.
Okay, sorry. I'm kind of low ebb. I'm tired. I'm hungry. We've had a death in the family. It's just been a rough time. But hanging in there, and I love the background that Susie has. She's in like the tent of enhanced consciousness. I don't know how else to refer to it. Nadi's gone, but I'm teaching also. I teach at Pepperdine University in Malibu, and I start up again in 2 weeks. And one of my guest speakers is the famous skeptic, Michael Shermer. I had a debate with him a couple months ago. I've got a foot in science and a foot in, let's say, fringy things, right? And I know how to talk to scientists. So I gave him a debate he wasn't expecting. And he went to Pepperdine undergrad. So I'm now brokering an introduction for him to try to become a professor there. It's an uphill battle because he's a famous skeptic and atheist, and Pepperdine is a Christian school. And so we'll see, but I'm making the introduction. So anyways, that's it. I'm filming something with Steve Bassett on Saturday. And yeah, that's it.
Well, cool. Sorry to hear about the things in your life, and with the crossing over and everything. I hope your cat will offer you comfort. And I always think of you when I think of pumpkin pies, because I know because you're working on like extreme longevity, sugar is something you don't consume, and you're like, I just make my pumpkin pies with honey, and I'm like, oh, they're on the okay list. So maybe
yeah, and reminded me. So my first class is holy crap, 2 weeks from today. And as part of that class, it's like accounting, finance, crypto, UFOs, whatever I put in there. And the first day of class, I'll bring 2 pumpkin pies and 2 apple pies that I've baked, and bring a stand mixer and make fresh whipped cream. That just changes the experience of in every class we bring food and we break bread together, and it's much less, the Greek, master deigning to release pearls of wisdom, and it's more the facilitator helping everybody get along and more of a communal experience. So thanks for the reminder about the pumpkin pie, because I got to make sure I got the supplies.
Wow, that's so cool. And that's kind of the whole theory behind LightNet, is that we're getting into such uncharted territory with quantum physics and everything, that and these kids that are growing up knowing everything, that we cannot possibly have teachers anymore. We just have to get together in small groups, share knowledge, bank our knowledge, and improve upon it. There's, pile on to the knowledge that we have, make it available, make it visible, and really come together and share. And we've learned that in these small groups. I mean, I knew a quarter of it, and then you've got all these other people in the group that are saying, oh, I tried this with the radios and this happened. I tried this with the remote viewing and this happened. So that's really what we have to create, is these circles that come together and share what's working and try crazy stuff, like which crypto are you liking, which whatever, right, for your group. So, and I just want to remind people that have lost people, contact is possible with loved ones. We don't die. I know that it's very, the research is already there. There's thousands of researchers who, are bringing evidence that there's no way that we could know these things. You know what I mean? If there wasn't people that could communicate. So that means that if one person can do it, we all can do it. So I just encourage you to, when these kinds of super disruptive and heartbreaking things happen, to also know that that you can make contact, and you can find some closure and some experiences within that with that thing. And LightNet hopes to create a mediumship whole curiosity lab, just like we did with the ETs, to really give people practice with this and just try it. But as with everything, the quantum computer that's in our heart is the only navigation system you need. So we have Susie and Deanna here. I'm wondering if you guys would like to share anything tonight with the communities and the broadcasts. Oh, great. Deanna, I'm going to spotlight you, and Susie, let me know too if you have anything that you would like to share with the community. Welcome.
I really apologize. It is 10:30 on the East Coast PM. So everyone else is put to bed. So I have to kind of be in the dark, and I really wish I could shine a little bit more light on myself. Anyway, so very quickly, I'm so just beyond words happy to have found LightNet. I am fairly new to metaphysics knowledge bases of quantum realities. So I don't know if you're familiar with Asil. He was on Awakenings. I think that's how I found LightNet. I'm sorry, I'm also very sleepy, forgive me. I forget that it's Alan's YouTube channel.
Great.
Awakenings, I think it's called, or something, or New Realities or something.
Yeah, his channel is New Realities.
New Realities.
We interviewed a guy named Altair. I don't know if that's who you're talking about.
It's Asil, ASIL, but I forget how I don't know, it's all merging in my head anyway. What's been happening to me, and I may reach out to the person that spoke about ET contact for this. I'm getting, when I drop into my heart space, and I've done Joe Dispenza's work, I am contacting something. I don't know what it is. It's benevolent and it's kind and it's not hurting me, but I shake everywhere. And when I did a seals meditation, I literally dropped to the floor and felt like I was giving birth. Like it's this incredible surge of energy that comes through me. And so I do want to avail myself, like I said, I'm new to LightNet, but I want to avail myself of some of the resources on your service, because I really need to know what this is that's coming through me. It's benevolent, kind. I feel full of love, like joy, these incredible gamma states. My brain is like just flooded with good feelings. Like it's nothing but malevolent. So yeah, that's all I have. So I don't want to take up too much time.
Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing. You know, we were just talking with Brian, who's on the LightNet team, and he was saying like he didn't have anyone to talk to, and I didn't either. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was just trying to be on YouTube, like what is going on with me? He was really distraught and looking, and he was trying to find like some good quality stuff. And so we're actually thinking of having something on LightNet where we could pull in people from the consortium or wherever to help people like you, like start to understand what's going on. So first of all, you're not crazy.
Thank you.
Happen. And the shaking is actually because the energy match between the angel, the star being, or the energy that you're connecting to is a higher frequency than your chakras are right now. And so it's just like an adjustment, right? And I know he channels, he's also like just kind of, it's just like it's matching the things, because you're raising your vibration so high in that moment. Otherwise it wouldn't be possible to connect, right? And so it's totally normal, totally fine. And remember always with contact is you are in control. Okay.
Thank you.
Like a light switch. And it's also like you decide, nope, I don't want this to happen anymore. And you tell them, I'm not doing this anymore. Or yes, I'm inviting this. Or can you please explain? You know what I mean? So you're always, you're in a body here, right? You have more power because you're actually in a body, right? So you get to decide. You get to decide how this works, and you can be strong about it and say, hey, this is my boundary. This is too much. Don't contact me at night anymore. I want to do this. You know what I mean? So you have to set that, and it's possible to do that. And it's also possible to, different people are going to have different experiences. So your experience of who's contacting you, your star family, it's you have a lot of counterparts, whether they're deceased family, whether they're angels, whether it's God, whether it's source, whether it's an ET. Got all these different components, right? Your guardian, you know what I mean? All these things. And so no one can tell you who you're connecting with. No one can know that. Only you know that. That's the weird part about this.
Yes.
We use automatic writing and meditation to just bring the answers through, or you could connect with the channeler, or even cards, like, what do I need to know? So it's really just show me a sign. It's requesting. It's like, and sometimes it's going to take some time for it all to come into clarity, but trust yourself, trust your inner wisdom, trust your ability to know.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. There's no gatekeepers. So it's direct, like, tell me what your name is, and then trust the answer. Tell me why you're contacting him. Me, like, what do you want me to know? What do you want to show me? Like, right? Right.
Yeah. Thank you. And I'm sorry. I apologize for looking so spooky. I don't know why I don't do a lot of Zoom calls, so I don't know why it's so dark in my room right now. I do have lights on, but anyway, thank you so much.
No problem. Yeah. I put my kid to bed, and then I'm like, okay, doing this.
Right.
Balance the whole thing. So
thank you for LightNet. I really appreciate this.
Oh, we appreciate all the people that are coming together. We're a nonprofit, and we're accepting volunteers and accepting consortium partnerships and all this stuff, because this is bigger than any government, it's bigger than any organization, it's bigger than any.
Yeah, and I was just like a bystander, like an average person, and this started happening to me. So it's happening. Like people are getting contacted. Like I didn't ask for any of it. I went to a Joe Dispenza week-long retreat, and I did get contact that week, but it hasn't stopped since. And I just went for like, I went to Joe Dispenza just for like a healing of a physical thing, and I got all of this also. So yeah.
Well, that's so cool. My heart goes out to you. I know,
Okay.
it's so confusing, and you're just like, hold on a minute.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. So Susie, would you like to say anything, or Adrian, did you want to add any?
Yeah, it's cutting out a little bit, but for the person who just spoke, it's like I've been there too. So, it is super shocking when that kind of stuff happens. It can be very shocking. So, yeah, just hang in there. As Zenka says, you are in more control than you think, and you're in the rabbit hole now. So, it's an interesting place to be.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why we need all of us to come together to make sense of this, because no one really knows, it's like, oh, wow, what is this? Is this another dimension? Is this our future? Is this what we're creating? What is it? So Susie is welcome here tonight. You are doing such great work with children and also with music, which is really, if I were to say two things are important in this whole realm, in this whole like awakening and getting people to understand more about reality work, children and music, I would say the most important. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your work?
First I want to say, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I always forget to turn my mic on. I just want to say thanks to everyone. Kudos, accolades in the highest. Thank you so much for all you're doing in this genre here. It's so important, and I just can't say enough about it. I know you trudge through the dailies and you keep on anyway, so kudos and accolades to everyone. I expect to get back to this as soon as I can. I started some music over 8/8. Just to see if I could remember how to use my music program after a complete brain damage here again. I'm wondering if this is a targeted thing, because every time I get going, I get blasted by something. So, I don't know, but yeah, I have 4 different age-specific versions of the Star Camp work for kids, awakening, activation, getting everybody online with their abilities and getting the work done, starting some weather work out there on the California coast, and we'll just line it up and walk those fronts right through the entire nation. I see it happening now. And like practical things that we need to save this planet. So yeah, it's coming through the universal language of music and all the divine, the ETs and the angels, and hope to have a little more protection along the way while we do the work. Plus other projects. I've got, Black and Blues and the history of women, the real history of women being the first species. And it's not just Star Camp, but Star Camp is the main thing and the most important thing right now. And provide a web platform for the kids so they have a safe place to practice their abilities and share. And there's other things going on right now, thank God for that, because I started in 1987, and I'm still not online yet. I had the first computer, the first website, the first everything out from the leading edge, and I got traps every time. So, I don't know, something about that, but if you can send healing and prayers and protection, I'd appreciate it, and I'm ready to rock and roll.
That's so great. Thank you so much, Susie, for the work, and if you want to share your website, we would love that. So again, Susie is looking for people to help with her website and also help work with her musicals that she's written for kids of different ages, which I think is just so great because so many of us got shut down as we were little. I was completely asleep my whole childhood, so I wasn't one of those kids, but there are many of us out there who didn't have anyone, didn't have music, didn't have books, didn't understand what was going on. So this is really an important thing that she's working on, and she would love collaboration. So that's also, we'd love to invite anybody who's looking for collaboration partners. That's what we're here for. That's the consortium is all about, is connecting people, networking ourselves all together. So thanks everyone for being here tonight. Daniel, do you have any closing words that you want to share tonight with everyone?
Oh, just a reminder to use the dream space to invite contact. It's actually one of the things that in doing the research for the Dream Group is overwhelming in the scientific and anthropological literature. Is like, we know how to do this. We know how to make contact. It happens in dreams. This is how it goes. Oftentimes, even the researchers and the UFO stuff, they're like, psychic dreams are a side effect of UFO sightings. So it's really the domain where we can expand our like mindset, this sort of strange world of nighttime experience. And you can just reach out to your dreaming guides, your higher self, the ETs. Often you can invite contact just by tuning into that frequency and invitation, remembering to ground into the earth, remembering that you yourself are a dream character of the earth, and that she knows how to make contact with her neighbors. And it's already been happening, and there's nothing we really need to do except for tune into the dream space and pay attention to it. So that's the thing I'd love to just leave with. And please do. It really does matter to share dreams, to talk about it. That's the other thing. That's why we're here together. So that's one of the aspects I'd love to bring forward as well. So thank you, and love to you all.
That's so great. Yeah, your dreams are, you can have these profound dreams where you're making contact and doing that, and then you have these rehashing dreams as well. And when you're rehashing, pay attention to what you're rehashing. Are you the main character? Are you the sub character? Are you the victim? Are you the this? Are you the that? That's your subconscious mind playing out. And we all get to love ourselves and love our subconscious minds. And so that's a long process. And it's done with breath work like Holly's doing. It's done with all these different practices. It's done with this stuff, right? The healing prayer commands. It's done with asking for assistance and everything else. So yeah, we get stronger every day together, and the sky's the limit. The sky is no longer the limit. So space is here, and we're here to create something really beautiful. So glad you guys are here. Thanks for joining us tonight. And we look forward to seeing you next month on the third Thursday for the EXO Consortium. If you'd like to share your news, you can get in touch with us at team@lightnet.org, and we'd love to have you. So thanks again to all who presented tonight. Welcome, Holly, Deanna, the newcomers, Susie, all of you. It's great to have you for the first time as part of our group. So thank you so much, and have a great week. And sending love to you, Paul, for all the transitions in your life. We love you, and if there's anything you can do, just let us know. So, all right, you guys have a great night.